is another episode here, Vanquish. My name is Samkelo Khatebe. I've got an interesting young lady on the other end of the line. Her name is Simone Kruger. In Afrikaans, they say Kruger. And I've had my debate previously to say that why is Valen Tetley saying Kruger when I know very well what I'm reading is Kruger. But yes, I've just been schooled today that in English it's Kruger, in Afrikaans it's Kruger. Anyway, Simone, welcome to Vanquish. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
No, I cannot complain too much. So I'm gonna try and stick to English, but please feel free to respond in Afrikaans where you can. It's not a bad idea for me to learn. I do know a bit of Afrikaans myself. Ek is mooi, jy is mooi.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. So anyway, Simone, you are one of the young talents that we have in South African disability sport. And I think I've known you for a few years now, but for the benefit of someone who doesn't know you, how old were you when you started with disability sports and when you went to your first national championships?
I was 12 when I started first with the national champs, and that was in 2017 in PE. It was a really good national championships because I think being one of the youngest there at a young age to compete at the national championships and get a lot of gold medals, that was a really, really good experience for me to just compete and feel how the disabled sports, how it starts and how do you compete and make friends and everything with it.
So, okay,
Yeah, I was
fine.
12.
You were 12.
Yeah.
So when you say that
Yeah.
you won a lot of medals, how many events did you actually take part in?
I took part in 4. I took part in 100 meters, javelin, discus, and shot put. So, yeah.
And at your very first national championships, you brought back medals. I mean, how did that feel for you? You're only 12. It's a national. This is a national event, and you are going there, and already you're bringing medals. How did that feel like for you?
It was a really wonderful experience. I was very excited. So, yeah, no, you can't actually. I can't exchange it for anything. No.
Yeah, look, I think even after so many years, having been an athlete, there are just certain moments that I still can't explain. Like I don't have the words to explain it. But I mean, when I look behind you there, I see um, so many medals. I see so many trophies on your right hand side. And then I see teddy bears on your left hand side. I'm not sure whether you won those or if you bought those, but can you maybe then just take us through the history of your achievement since you started, particularly your big achievements where you are breaking maybe an African record or a world record? Just take us through that.
Okay, we started with the national championships in 2017, and then then we went to IWAS, my first world champs in Portugal. It was one of my big events because it was the first time I went overseas, and then Ireland, I almost broke the world record for the juniors the first time.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we went to Dubai the first time, also the IWAS Games. Then last year's national championships, it was the first time I broke the world record. It was one of the big events that played out in my life because at such a young age that I broke the world record at 14 and are allowed to be in the world rankings the first time because I was 14. It was really a big event for me. Then in Switzerland, the junior worlds, I broke I broke the junior record, and I made the discus world record to 38, but it's unofficial because they don't actually count it on the rankings for juniors. Or no, they don't count it for world record, but it was supposed to be a world record. And shot put, I almost broke the world record also. and then Dubai World Champs, I broke record. Yeah.
Wow. Just listening to that, I'm getting goosebumps to think that at such a young age, Simone, you've already accomplished so much, and you're breaking world records with your favorite event, because it would really seem like the field events are your best ones. So was it the
Yeah.
javelin or the discus where you broke the world record?
Sorry, I forgot to say that it was the discus event. Yeah.
It was because I remember last year when we spoke, and I believe it was on your birthday as well at the beginning of last year,
Mm.
and you were so close to breaking the world record at the time. So then when you went to those national championships, is that where you broke the world record?
Yeah, that was the first time I broke the world record.
So Simone, when you started at the age of 12, you also had track events, and it would seem that you are really excelling with the field events. Why is your preference on the field events and not so much on the track events?
Well, when I started actually doing athletics, I started with my sister when I was 8 years old because she was 10 with shot put. And then when I was 10 and she was 12, we started with discus. And we didn't actually do the others because we've been practicing the field events a lot, and we didn't I didn't actually have time to practice the running, like the track events and everything. And I feel more comfortable with the field events because that's what I'm used to and what my favorites are. So yeah.
Comes lockdown, now you can't go anywhere. You can't run, you can't throw anything except maybe if it's in your yard. How how did you cope, especially at your age? I mean, you're very young, so I don't think you have as much stress as maybe the older people do. But how did you manage to cope with the lockdown when it hit you hard, especially on the year of the biggest event of your life?
We we it was certainly unexpected, the lockdown at first, because we like our yard is small, so we didn't like when we do running one time around the house, it was I think 50 meters. So it wasn't really big. And then we did a lot of conditioning and things to help build up the muscles that we normally don't do with throwing. So it was also a good experience for me to actually build up more muscles that I don't normally use. Like for CPs, some of our muscles aren't how they used to be and everything. And but the lockdown, I think it was more like I needed a break, but I didn't have time because all these events come up the whole time, and you can't actually you couldn't take a break with the Paralympics that's coming up because it's too close. But I think it was a good experience, but there was some tough times in the lockdown. I think everyone had it because
Yeah.
like throwers can't throw. We need to throw to actually practice. Like we need to get used to the technique again afterwards and everything.
I know a lot of people who even fell into depression because they could not train. So I can imagine how that impacted you, especially um, um, when all you can do is just what run around the house, and that's not even your favorite event. It must have been very crazy. You are now just 15 years old. You've got Paralympics coming up next year. Uh, you've had your break, which you haven't had in a long time. So, in your preparation for next year's Paralympics, do you think that you will be better prepared? And what do you think we can expect from you? I know you mentioned 40 meters on the discus, but what can we expect from you? What are you promising yourself for next year's Paralympics?
I think I'm going to be ready because we still have, normally before the lockdown, we only had like 6 months before the Paralympics actually came. And now we have more time to actually prepare for it and get ready, because I was at a good place before lockdown because I broke the world record twice unofficially at the AGN championships. So I was at a good place, but now that we're building up again and everything, it's a slow process. But when the time comes to Paralympics, I'm gonna be ready, and I'm gonna do my best to get at the 40 meters that I want, because I want to achieve that 40 meters. So yeah.
Right, that 40 meters is a world record. So
Yeah.
I don't doubt you, because on your birthday last year you did promise a world record for the year of 2019, and you delivered on multiple occasions. So I'm very confident that between now and the next Paralympics, you will easily be able to deliver on a 40 meters. So yeah, look, I mean, it's been a crazy year, but it started off very well, and it's not really ending on a good note. But next year it's on, and it's Paralympics. How many Paralympic games do you think you can go to before you can say you are now retiring? Considering that you'll only be 16 next year when you go to Paralympics. So you want to go to just one, three, five Paralympic games? How many?
I don't actually know, because I don't know when I'm going to retire. I want to do as many as I can and still enjoy it and have a great time and make new friends and achieve my goals that I still want to achieve at that time. So I think maybe 6. I don't know. I hope.
Wow, 6.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Because throws I think can go a bit longer before the technique actually, like, your distances go lower. So
Yeah, that's true. Okay, my last question to you, and again, please answer this one in Afrikaans. I wish I could ask it in Afrikaans, but I just cannot bring myself to say it the right way, and I might say the wrong things in an attempt to ask you this question in Afrikaans. But for a young girl, sitting at home watching this, thinking that it's not possible for me because I have a disability. What message would you have for someone like that who has probably even lost hope because life is not good for them, or their disability is bringing them down? How can you motivate that person in Afrikaans?
moenie vir ander luister as hulle vir jou sê jy gaan nie iewers kom nie. Jy weet, as jy hard genoeg werk, dan sal jy iewers kom, en jy maak die besluite. Moenie vir ander luister as hulle vir jou sê jy gaan nie iewers kom nie. Almal wat al deur 'n disability gegaan het, was nou al deur 'n obstacle. So hulle verstaan hoe jy is en soos hoe hard jy moet werk om te kom waar jy dan is, en maar moenie negatief dink oor, want partykeer is dit vir die regte rede wat dit gebeur het.
Right. I actually understood most of that, believe it or not. So thank you for that lovely message. Now, I want to say I wish you all the best for the year of 2021. How do I say that in Afrikaans? Ek wens vir jou 'n baie mooi 2021.
Ek dink is al die beste vir 2021.
Yeah. So all the best for 2021. Thank you so much for joining us, Simone. Thank you for your time. And I know that you're going to go for training, actually. Weirdly enough, you train even on a Sunday. That's how committed you are. Ladies and gentlemen at home, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Vanquish. Simone Kruger is clearly, South African future of disability sports. Only at the age of 15, she's broken the world record on so many occasions, and she continues to do well. I mean, she's got a spirit of a lion in her. You can feel it, and I mean, you can see the achievement even behind her where she is sitting. So we do wish her all the best, and we know that 2021 is going to be a great year, and there's so many more Paralympics as well that she's going to go to and continue to contribute towards the success of South Africa at Paralympic Games and every other competition. Thank you for watching another episode of Vanquish. My name is Samkelo Khated, and remember that this is the show where odds and obstacles exist only to be conquered. Simone, thank you for your time.
Thank you.